Illinois' $19 million in EV rebates includes luxury models. That's just some of the latest that my team with the Center Square has unpacked from Illinois' rebate program. Welcome back. Springfield's Morning News, 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. Scott McClellan with the Center Square delved into all of the numbers and the facts and the figures and put together a pretty comprehensive report. And really what it shows is that you've got, the first round for fiscal year 2023 cost $19 million. And that was nearly 4,900 purchases of EVs, electric vehicles, and those purchasers getting $4,000 rebates for the previous fiscal year. Now, when you break down some of the statistics of those, only around 10% were low-income individuals, despite the program prioritizing such applicants. Among those granted rebates, nearly 300 were luxury models costing up to $125,000. And these luxury models, Porsches and even, brands that I've never even heard of. Well, obviously, there's a disparity here, right? It seems that you're giving a fair amount of luxury EV purchasers these rebates. And State Senator Andrew Chesney, I connected with him yesterday to get his reaction. And he said that this is obviously something that legislators need to evaluate because there's some key issues when you look at the numbers and the statistics as to who's taking advantage of this program.
So the question the legislature needs to continue to ask is, from my math, about 5 to 6% of those that are lower income are able to take advantage of this, meaning that everybody else, 95% are, we have poor and working poor people that are subsidizing what in many cases are very wealthy people to give them the rebates that they are getting out of this state program. And so, you can't have it both ways. You can't say that, you're fighting for the working poor and the working class, but then again have subsidies that go to those that are more affluent.
So again, looking at the statistics here from the program of last year's total, 2,769 Tesla owners were given rebates. 50 Lucid Air Grand Touring and Porsche owners were given rebates, and 101 Audi e-trons were given rebates.
Yeah, no, that's right, Greg. I think it's just a mix-up of priorities, and grants, rebates are subsidies, and that just means that somebody is overcharged for something in exchange to giving it to somebody else. And so these particular fees that we pay, or these green energy type programs that we do, are all subsidized by everybody in the state of Illinois, and a very select few get that. And to your point, in not only are these cases luxury vehicles, but they're not really going for $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 vehicles, are generally more affluent, but they're being subsidized by the the citizens at large throughout the state of Illinois, and that I think is certainly out of step with common sense, and probably does need to be looked at again.
What does that mean? Andrew Chesney, I asked him yesterday does this mean the legislature needs to come back and maybe lower the threshold of those who are eligible for this and only allow it for low-income individuals, or maybe put a cap on the price of the vehicles that are eligible for that $4,000 rebate? It's not just the electric vehicles. It's also all electric motorcycles. They get a $1,500 rebate. But again, the most recent program that ended the end of the fiscal year, June 30th, cost taxpayers $19 million. So looking at the statistics, a very small fraction, about 1 out of every 10 being low-income individuals getting that, but you have close to 300 luxury models getting these $4,000 rebates. Should the legislature amend this and modify it a bit? Again, Andrew Chesney, he has a different take.
They should scrap the program. If electric vehicles is a good product, then they should be able to stand on their own 2 feet. And I don't know why we're inserting ourselves into the private sector to change consumer behavior. If this is in fact good for the consumer, let the consumers buy it. But the idea that it needs to be federally or subsidized on the state level, I just simply could not support that. On a standalone, if it's a good product, it will survive, and if it's not a good product, it won't survive. And the idea that the governor wants to have 1 million electric vehicles because he's this, green energy advocate, I'll believe him the minute that he sells all his private jets, because he personally does not have the same behavior that he's asking everybody else to abide by. He himself doesn't ride around on all electric vehicles, but he asks everybody else to. We all ride coach. He flies not just first class, he flies by a private jet, which of course we know is not very environmentally friendly. And so, the governor wants it both ways. And in this particular case, he wants everybody to subsidize it.
So Andrew Chesney, not a big fan of this program, saying that there should be a scrapping of the program. Will that happen? Well, we shall see. Or will the legislature just simply, modify the program to shore up, allowing for more people who are low income to access this program? So interesting to see those numbers. Again, if you follow me on Twitter, you are able to find that story, or just go to thecentersquare.com/Illinois, and you'll find that story about how Illinois' $19 million in electric vehicle rebates includes luxury models like Porsches and Audis and BMWs and Mercedes electric vehicles. A lot of money going out. The next round begins November 1st, and that's going to have a $12 million allotment for this year. So we'll see what happens, and keep tabs on all of that, and we'll do a follow-up for sure sometime in the future on that story. It is Springfield's Morning News. Follow me anywhere. Bishop on Air on X, formerly known as Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. Just search Bishop on Air, and we can connect that way. All right, much more coming up here on WMAY.